A few weeks ago, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna burn my entire life down to the ground.
I quit my six-figure job to go pick cherries on a farm.
As you can see, my life is still in disarray. In less than 24 hours, my cat and I will be driving across the country to go work on organic fruit farms in exchange for a place to sleep and food to eat. About 2 weeks ago, I had a little mentee, and I took an audit of my life and realized I'm very unhappy. From the outside looking in, I did everything the right way. I have a six-figure salary job with great health insurance that keeps me stable and secure and very certain about the future. But I am so deeply unfulfilled. Something just wasn't fitting. I don't know how I'm gonna make any money. I just know where I'm supposed to be and how I'm gonna get there, and I hope and a dream. This is not the first time I've done something like this. Twice in my life, I've packed up my car and I said, deuces. This time, it doesn't feel like running away from something. I feel like I'm running towards something.
But obviously before I get to that, I need to pack up my entire life, which I will get to, I promise. But first, we're gonna take ourselves out to breakfast at Cenote. I wish I could say their breakfast was a sleigh, but it tasted old, so yeah. Anyways, here's a mural that I thought was cool, especially because I am also doing this, being really afraid and doing it anyway. And last but not least, my friends invited me out for some pizza at Ant's Beer Cave, which is a pickleball bar in Austin, Texas. Very Austin coded. This is a vibe. I wish I would have checked it out sooner, but oh well. I thought about buying a shirt, but considering I'm unemployed, I stuck to one beer. And they have so many options for beer, it's insane, and even an indoor pickleball court, which is definitely needed in this Texas heat. But it was really nice to spend some time catching up with friends, playing pickleball, and watching the World Cup. We asked the really nice bartender to take a picture of us, and then I, of course, had to ask all my friends what their favorite part about Austin, Texas was.
It's a very small city, and you get to find out a lot of different hobbies and different things because you just naturally are around different types of people. Austin forces you to be aware in your own way and also find more about yourself than you would otherwise know.
Wise words by a wise man.
I love my friends.
Have my friends, yeah, I love my friends.
I love my friends more.
I think Austin is very nice and green and full of very interesting people. There's also some weirdos.
Oh!
Yeah, but I like that it's in the middle of a lot of things, and I like my friends.
Aww! You're moving soon?
Just my friends.
Oh.
Just my friends.
Are you guys excited to move?
Have my Quickie Mart.
Quickie Mart!
What's it called? Mosaic Market.
You gotta plug them.
My goats.
And wouldn't you know, the time has finally come. I ate my last meal on my floor, but I have a feeling that I'll be eating meals in weird places anyways. Time to pack up the kitty and head to our next destination, which is Lubbock, Texas. So we just got to our first destination spot. It is a shared bedroom in Lubbock, Texas. I didn't want to go all out while I was still in Texas, so for now we have this humble room, and I've set up all of Kona's stuff. As you can see behind me, I have set up her litter box and some food for her and a blanket. We're gonna shower and figure out some food, and then we'll hit the road in the morning to Santa Fe, New Mexico. See you later. Back on the road again, but this time we're headed to the sultry city of Santa Fe, New Mexico, where we will be staying at the beautiful Hotel Glorieta Resort. And listen, while I know I was only in Santa Fe for like 10 hours, I feel like this hotel managed to capture the essence of New Mexican culture. I mean, down to the small details. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but if you're from New Mexico, tell me what you think about this hotel, because it really made me feel right at home. And I was ready to get Miss Kona situated into the room and immediately start exploring the city. But just going into the room, it was clear that the culture did not stop in the lobby. I spent a lot of time just relaxing in this room. I felt right at home. And the patio view, I mean, take a look at this. It's incredible. It was so incredible. I immediately started shaking my ass. So just Santa Fe, you have my heart. I will be back and you can count on that. But for now, I will settle for a t-shirt. I am in love with the vibe of Santa Fe, and I quite frankly might come back here forever because it's just so entrancing. I love it here. I've only been here 2 hours, so take that with a grain of salt. But overall, great vibes. I asked the front desk if there was anything going on tonight, and she did not know. But then she called me and she told me that there was going to be a jazz night. I love jazz. And I will be there. And I'll be taking you with me. Let's go. These guys were incredible. I didn't stay long because I went back to my room to cook some chicken fajitas and enjoy the moon from my patio, featuring the fire that had been rolling early that day and into the next morning, which is insane. But today I wanted to head into town to visit the Cathedral of St. Francis, but immediately after stepping out of my car, let me just show you. This dance is one from the Choctaw tribe, and I was so grateful to have come across it. The drums that they're using are traditional Choctaw drums known as atipachito. The striking sticks they use are said to be embedded with magical powers. Now, I didn't come here looking for a sign, but stopping by the Cathedral of St. Francis felt strangely fitting. I'm leaving behind a career. I sold everything that I own, and I'm stepping into a chapter where I want to learn from forests instead of offices, seasons instead of schedules. And whether you see that as faith, coincidence, or something else entirely, it felt meaningful. Okay, whoop-de-doo, you know I had to hit the Chile shop. In Santa Fe, Chile is practically woven into everyday life. These hanging strings are called chilehistras and were a tradition that began as a way to dry and preserve the harvest. And you could kind of say that they are just chillin'. Anyways, I bought one because I want to support the local economy. At least that's what I told myself. But goodbye, Santa Fe. I miss you already. Before memory, there was stone. Before language could describe it or anybody believed that they could own it, it was here. The oldest things on Earth, they don't speak. They wait. They endure. And they witness. This landscape has watched oceans disappear, mountains rise, and generations come and go. Standing here, it's impossible to not feel small. Not in a way that makes you insignificant. In a way that reminds you you were never meant to carry the weight of the world alone. The desert has no interest in who you are. It asks only one thing. Can you be still long enough to hear what silence has been saying all along? Some places ask you to witness them. Others ask you to become part of them. So I rolled my windows down, I turned the music up as loud as it could go, and I sang. Not because anyone was listening, because somehow it felt like the only language this place could understand. And somewhere between the songs, I cried. Not from sadness, not even from joy, but from the overwhelming feeling of standing somewhere so ancient that for a moment my own life felt beautifully small. For a little while, it was just me the wind and stone that had been patiently waiting long before I arrived and would remain long after I was gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're tuned in because it is Lynn Ottinger's Rock Shop time.
If you've never heard of Lynn, you're not alone, but you probably should have. He moved to Moab in the 1950s and founded this shop in 1960. Lynn spent decades exploring the surrounding desert in search of rocks, fossils, and dinosaur bones? Are you kidding? Along the way, he discovered multiple species of dinosaurs, donated countless finds to museums and universities, and even had a dinosaur named after him. The locals know him as the Dinosaur Man. And after about 30 seconds inside this place, I completely understood why this was not a gift shop. It was a lifetime of curiosity stacked from the floor to the ceiling. Every shelf held another piece of Earth's history, and I spent hours in here. And what better way to end the night than a little hot tub time? The next morning, it was back on the road. North. One of my favorite things about traveling is you can plan the route and the pit stops, but you can never really plan the people that you'll meet along the way. Welcome to Twin Falls, Idaho, home to Shoshone Falls and sometimes called the Niagara of the West. Somehow it wasn't the waterfall that became my favorite part of this stop, and it wasn't even the locks left behind by lovers. It was a stranger who reminded me that sometimes the best parts of a journey aren't the places you plan, they're the people who quietly become a part of your story. A few minutes later, I met Brandon. He asked me where I was headed, and I told him about my journey and took a couple cool pictures of him, if I do say so myself, and he pointed me towards a trail that the locals are familiar with. So I took a trip, and it was so worth it. He met me up at the top of the trail, and then just like that, he was gone. That's road travel for you. Sometimes people enter your story for 5 minutes and become a part of it forever. One more state, one more stretch of highway, one more morning before everything changed. I could have driven straight to Portland, but instead, I gave myself one quiet night in Oregon. Not because I needed another destination, but because I needed a moment to arrive. And when I woke up, there was nothing I needed to rush off to. Just the mountains, the fresh air, a cup of tea, and the rare feeling that life finally wasn't asking anything of me. I stood there for a while, watching the morning settle over the landscape, listening to the wind, and breathing a little deeper than I had in a long time. Tomorrow, I'd begin a new chapter. But this morning, I can simply exist. And somehow, that felt like the perfect way to meet Oregon. And when we were ready, the road had one final destination for us. An orchard nestled away in between mountains, where the pace of life slowed, and where I was reminded that sometimes the greatest adventures don't begin with a grand arrival, they begin with someone simply saying, "Welcome." This road had brought me across deserts, through canyons, past waterfalls, and into the lives of people I'd never met before. But somehow, it led me exactly where I needed to be. And this was only the beginning.